What is up? What is up? So I counted 15 minutes for the race to be running behind today, and of course they started right exactly on time. So I'm a touch early, but they just got off the line. They basically called up everybody who was top 10 last night to the front. So we've got Wolfgang Brendel from Skyline. You see in the green jersey right there. I believe that was him, either him or Best Buddies. The Skyline and Best Buddies jerseys this year are like a little samey. Um, but yeah, Best Buddies had two or three guys in the top 10, so they were all on the front line. Thomas Gibbons was second last night. He was up there, got a good call up. This is a little bit more complicated of a course than what we had last night. This is a 5 corner. We got a little bit of downhill into this corner right here. This appears to be the spiciest corner because downhill, and then you can see that's a narrow 2-lane right there. So that seems to be like the big pinch point on course. I watched a little bit of the racing earlier today while I was on the trainer. I watched the race that I would have been doing myself. And shout out to the guy. There's a guy doing SpeedWeek in the 2-3 who is running a single speed bike, not a fixed gear, but a single speed with a freewheel single speed with brakes. But he was off the front in the 2-3 race for like several laps, which was nuts. So yeah, huge kudos to that dude. That's wild. So let's see who is going for the first lap preem here. Hopefully they're putting the finish times across the line up there as they were last night. That would be super helpful. But even if they're not, whatever. I'm going to add my chat to the stream so that if you guys are chatting, we can see what you're saying for posterity. People don't have to keep that open. Yo. So this is a slightly more technical course than last night. We got a little bit more turning to be done, and already got some separation off the front. That might just be guys that went for the preem. So we're not getting the chip timing results, top 10 chip timing, just up top like we were last night. That was sweet to have. Oh, anybody who's watching, let me know if audio is good. That's always my concern, is that I'm sitting here talking and it sounds like garbage or it's too low or whatever. So let me know. It's hard to tell. So Automatic has really stepped up their sponsor game this year, but they're Automatic ABIS now. So like they all got the same ABIS helmet. They all got this pretty much, except for the bike. They got a lot of the same gear, so it's harder to spot who's who. Sick. Thanks, Ben. So it seems like okay, that's McCurran for Automatic. See, I thought that was Gibbons because Gibbons shaved his face. Davey is not up here. Sick. Thank you, Rob. I'm gonna make the chat a little bit smaller here. But yeah, it looks like Automatic is trying to soak up some points here, going for that first lap points preem. I assume that was a points preem. They didn't specify. They just called preem on the first lap. They didn't say whether it was a points preem or a cash preem. So maybe it was a cash preem. Maybe it wasn't a SpeedWeek points preem. There are $1,000 of cash in this race. So this is like not as well known of a race, even though it's part of SpeedWeek, as like your Athens or your even Spartanburg last night. But because it's part of SpeedWeek, it's pretty well organized, pretty like legit race. The prize money is big. Prize money goes deep, and they got $1,000 worth of preems on the line. Yeah, it's a $4,000 prize purse, 20 deep, with $1,000 worth of preems to be given out throughout the race. So, you could pay for your lodging by just doing some preem hunting here. It looks like Automatic, rather than being the team that to drag stuff back, they're gonna put someone up the road so they can sit back a little bit. So this is a new strategy for them, even different from kind of what they were doing last night. But this may be, ooh, it's fanning out. Nobody wants to chase for real, at least not this early. Yeah, nobody really wants it. Looks like I think I saw Chris Tolley there. Big gap. That's a huge gap this early. This is going to be a 70-minute race, is what we've been promised here. So last night was like a set number of laps, and it's just however long those laps take. That's how long the race is. Ended up being about an hour and a half. This one's going to be just over an hour at 70 minutes, but this is time based, not laps based. This is a course where the 2-3 race was won by Caleb Landgrebe, who I've raced with a bunch this season. He won the field sprint in my race at Sumatanga, I believe, and he was in the move. He made the move from the move at Auburn Criterium, which is still a video I've got to get up. That race was totally bonkers. That course is insane. Cobblestones and gutter and 90-degree downhill turn. Wild course, wild race. There's a lot to talk about there. Looks like we got Blazers on the front, bringing it back. Yeah, Ben knows. Ben was in some of those races. So Landgrebe went off the front in the 2-3 race solo for the last 4 or 5 laps, something like that. Yeah, the stream's been doing this, a little bit. I'm honestly surprised there even is a stream of this race. That's part of why I hadn't super advertised I was going to stream this one, because I was not sure if this one would even be live. So I'm glad it is. It seems like they're taking this this same infrastructure to all the SpeedWeek races, which is sick. Maybe not a couple of the midweek ones, but I know they're at least doing all of the weekend races. So LaGrange tomorrow, and then Twilight next weekend, and there's one more Atlanta area one after Athens Twilight next Saturday. Okay, so we got a points preem on this lap. This is a points preem, not. Whoa, we got this crazy crawl. Hey, there we go. Sick. Appreciate that. Gibbons up top. Okay, Tully is here. Wondering if he was going to do the whole thing. Magner up front. Alfredo Rodriguez. McElroy for Legion. Yes, College Park is the one that is a week from tomorrow. So I know those 5 are going to be streamed. I think I saw that they're doing 5 streams. So maybe the 2 or 3 midweek races, they're not bringing this whole setup. But I'm going to be following the points. I see one of the dudes from Supra Bars, I think I just saw diving into that turn. Good to see them up there. That's another team I've been racing with a bunch. Those guys are in my my video from. They've been in all my videos this year, but definitely in my video from Southern Cross. Some of the Supra dudes from Atlanta. Rob asks if I'm at the front of a group. I copy GC Tech guys and bend my elbows over the hoods. Why don't these guys? People do that, Rob. Landgrebe was definitely doing that when he got off the front. I think it's the difference between being on the front, meaning you are the front guy, but you are still in the field, and being off the front. And it may just be a comfortable position thing. But yeah, people were definitely doing that. Here he goes. Speak of the devil. He did the look back under the shoulder to see what his gap was, and there's nobody there with him, and he's going to that hoods position you were just talking about. Looks like we got, that might be Tolly taking a pull, and then so those guys it is the Amino Rip kit. It's black with the 3 gold stripes. They have some new team for this year. Yeah, Ben, I was surprised to see that Tolly was doing any of this, because I figured all of his teammates would be doing Redlands this week, just because that's more like their side of their coast or whatever. But yeah, they're here. Looks like they're ripping. That's cool to see. Man, really wish I was racing this week, but it is what it is. I was gonna miss Athens Twilight this year anyway. Okay, there's Aldo left of the screen. automatic kit with the camera. He's the one automatic guy I can really pick out right now because he's running the GoPro up on top of that Avis helmet. I thought that Gibbons was the only one on a blue bike, but it looks like this dude up up the road is also on a blue bike. So I don't know what this list we got up at the top there. I don't think that's first. Maybe that is Gibbons up there with a gap. Maybe someone. So I heard them call it early on, and they said it was someone else from Automatic, but maybe that is Gibbons. That would make sense. I know Gibbons is on a blue bike. Yep, this is Gibbons. Ooh, okay. So I think maybe Gibbons is realizing that he's always second or third best in the group gallop, and he's gonna make a go, and that Legion doesn't have enough guys here to set tempo that he can't get away from. Blazers sending somebody up the road. Who is this from Blazers trying to get to him? So we've got Blazers and Best Buddies trying to cover. Okay, that's Johnny Brown from Blazers, former national champion, trying to get up to him. Brown is if I remember the national championship race he won correctly, he was in a small group off the front when he won that one. I don't know. So Dylan, I think what this comes down to is the fact that for over a year now, almost every race, no one except for Legion has had to do pace setting because almost every race, either Legion is there and they are making it 28 miles an hour the whole time, or Legion is not there and everyone is going absolutely bonkers to try and grab that front of the race real estate that they're never able to capture otherwise. But Legion only has 3 guys here. They can't just set that. And then the next team in line to do that is generally Automatic. So when Legion has not been there, Automatic has been like at Sunny King. Automatic was definitely taking up that pacemaking duty at the front. Ooh, okay, we got 4 with separation here. That could be dangerous because I think I saw a good representation in that group of 4 trying to get up to Gibbons there. Let's see who we got in that second group trying to get up to him. Johnny Brown. But what I was going to say is I'm pretty sure he won his national championship from a pretty small selection. It was like him and 1 or 2 other riders that came into the last like 10K together, and he either sprinted from like a group, like one up sprinted a guy or attacked him in the last 5K or something. I was definitely watching it. I remember that he was it wasn't a group gallop or anything. So that can be a good move for him. Looks like we got Legion. I think we got Ty up there from Legion. Yep, we got Ty, Brian Gomez from Best Buddies, Johnny Brown from Blazers. That could be a really good move if those 4 guys get up to Gibbons. That might honestly be too good of a move where like the rest of the field is going to chase. But Blazers has a full squad. They're going to sit up. Gibbons has a full squad. They're going to sit up. Yeah, I don't think they're just letting him roll off the front. I think there's no one here who's been charged with pace setting over the last year. So everyone is kind of realizing like, there's no one here who's just going to do it. Project Echelon is also not here. And I would say if I was going to rank the teams that like will go to the front and just keep it fast the whole time this year, it's kind of, or last, since 2020, basically, it's been Legion, then Automatic last year, Project Echelon. Maybe Project Echelon is more motivated, but they're not at as many of the crits. But yeah, so pretty much none of them are chasing right now. Ty is trying to get in the move to bridge up. Automatic is sitting up because this is Gibbons up the road. And then Blazers, we still haven't seen enough of Blazers. And I was like kind of confused by how they were racing last night. They weren't, it wasn't bad or wrong or anything, but it just wasn't clear to me what their goal was. And maybe they are hedging their bets and they're saying, Clever, you sprint. Even though, like, Clever got in a move pretty early when he went for one of the points preems. And then, yeah, So, okay, it seems like Butcher Box is maybe going to take up the chase here. They're moving to the front. Come on, stream. Stay with me. The gap is kind of staying. Ooh, okay, we got Automatic at the front setting a false tempo. They're gonna let him do that. Nobody's coming around. Okay, there goes somebody attacking from the group. Seems like everybody wants this free ride though, so it's really surgy in the group. It's like someone wants to bridge across. That might be one of the Medellin riders. I'm pretty sure the Colombian Medellin team has some dudes in this that are in like blue, like dark blue kits. I know that's. I'm pretty sure they're doing that again this year. They had like Oscar Sevilla and a few other dudes doing these races last year. Sorry, my hand is like off. I'm setting my cats down on my trainer table right here, off screen, and I don't know, might look weird. Whatever. This is a good course for a solo breakaway, though. Something I was trying to say earlier, because there are so many turns. It's you can get out of sight at least for a majority of the course pretty quickly. It's technical enough that it is hard to roll smooth turns because the turns are coming in such quick succession that taking turns in a pace line becomes a little bit difficult. Ooh, okay, Brock Mason. That's another dude that I've had to race with a bunch from Flickr Hub Bikes. He's an Atlanta area dude, so this is like a home race for him. But he is up there in second place. Probably not his. I don't think Flickr has like a ton of guys in this race, so this may be like a little bit overindulgent, wants to show out for the home crowd, move a little bit. God, the stream is getting grainy. That's on their end. That's not my stuff. But I appreciate that there is a stream at all, and I've certainly seen worse. So, uh, okay, it looks like Brock has brought Gibbons back. So now here's the question. What is Automatic going to do now that Gibbons is back? Was Gibbons just trying to soak up some points and some preems? Is this their play tonight? Are they going to continually send people up the road so that the rest of their squad can chill? Oh, crash. Somebody's run off the road. See two Velo Brew riders right there. Looks like Owen Shot maybe. Looks like one Automatic. Oh, I know that dude. The guy who's on the ground, number 64. Can't think of his name, but he's from Atlanta. He rides a pink steel bike. If you watch my video from Sunny King where I broke this arm, pretty sure there's a link to it in the chat. He's in all my bikes. He's in all my videos with that pink bike. You can pick him out. He was racing for Georgia Tech like last year. He was in my video from Athens in a Georgia Tech kit. That looks like Toley on over there. You can tell he's got that stance, the built upper body that not all cyclists have. He's pretty easy to pick out based on that. All right, so let's see who Butcherbox is putting up here. I mean, this could be a good chance for them to send somebody up the road. I don't think they have Movinzada here. I could be wrong, but I just didn't see his name. That might be Oliver Flout. Maybe taking a look at the front. We'll see when that top 10 updates, when their chip timing comes through. I guess we'll also see if Tolly is able to get a free lap. That would suck for him. He had a really good race last night. I think he was 11th last night. So that's yeah, and this is the course, this is the corner where they crashed, and I was just saying at the beginning of this race, that's the spicy one. You can tell it pinches way down there, and you're coming downhill from like a 4-lane into a 2-lane there, so it can be hard to judge that. I think that was totally still sitting there. Ooh, we'll see if he gets a free lap. Not sure. We got Estevez, we got maybe Johnny Brown and Oliver Flout here with a tiny separation off the front. Um, yeah, Aldo's not gonna let that go. So Aldo from Automatic is welding that back together. Maybe Automatic goes back to the mode they were in last night, where they were kind of the ones welding everything back together. But we will see. This is going to be an interesting race. A lot of the normal dynamics are going to be changed by Speed Week being so many races in a row, the field composition being so different, some of the stronger squads being split between here and Redlands. Haven't seen Redlands results for the last day or two. I think Project Echelon is doing pretty well. I think a Project Echelon rider won the TT over there, which makes sense. I feel like Project Echelon and Legion probably have like the best TT riders in America right now, but Legion is not super focused on the TT, I don't think, and Project Echelon fully is. Like Project Echelon is being they're billing themselves as more of a stage race team. It does seem like maybe this year Legion is gonna do the thing that I mentioned it in the season preview with Davey from Automatic, but Legion, when they like upon their inception before the 2020 non-season, their plan was to sort of have two squads, and one of them be a UCI stage racing squad with Corey at the helm, and then a USA Crits like crit focused squad that is not a UCI team headed by Justin, and that's how the like having both Justin and Corey thing was going to work, and they were going to have a UCI squad and a non-UCI squad. You don't have to be UCI registered to do these elite races, but you do have to be UCI registered to do the highest level stuff in America, which like the big stage races, which like California doesn't happen anymore. What stage races are even UCI anymore? Like Joe Martin, maybe Redlands, I don't know, but maybe that allows you to do a little bit of international stuff too. I don't think that that was ever Legion's plan, but yeah, I think having a UCI license is also just kind of like a point of pride because that's the highest level team you can be, based in America or whatever. These guys are looking around, but they got a little gap. So the question now is like, can anyone take Best Buddies down? Because Best Buddies has been Gila. That's the one I was trying to think of. Yeah, you're right. Gila does have like I think they have like a 2-3, and then the 1-2 is like UCI. Um, yeah, it's a UCI 2.2, which is like so like the races you see on GCN, those are usually like 1 point something. A two dot is like a level below that. So that's where the teams that are like the lower level teams that might get into the tour, like Cofidis or a Wanty, those teams race those two dots, and then the teams like Legion, UCI, Squad would be racing kind of up, but you're not gonna have like an Ineos in one of those in like a 2.2 generally. If I understand all of those little gradations correctly. Looks like Aldo is going to be the glue to this race again today. Makes sense. Oh no, that wasn't Aldo. Aldo's actually like 10th wheel there. That was someone else. Wonder who we got from Velobrew Racing here. I don't think we got Velobrew has a really strong team. They've got Owen Schott. They've got Matt Govero is a huge dark horse. So Matt Govero is like one of the most underrated racers in America right now, probably. He won a UCI 2 point something race down in South America early this season. Um, he's won a bunch of gravel stuff. The only reason you haven't heard of him is that he's from Mississippi. So he just is from a place that doesn't have a ton of stuff for him to get plugged into, but he is on that Velobrew team. The like one sleeve is yellow, one sleeve is blue kit. Those guys are, I think that's going to be like a sneaky team, like maybe not a Legion Best Buddies level team to watch, but definitely a team that's going to punch above its weight for someone that like nobody is talking about them. Yeah, woo, big gap here. Big gap. All right, let's see when they come through what names we got on the right side of that split. But it looks like there were 5 or 6 dudes up there, and depending on the composition of that, basically depending if Automatic has someone in that, they don't. Okay, we got another Emmanuel Eberry PB second bike rider in the white kit, blue helmet. That's another team I was talking about. They are a South American team that is up here for a big block of crit racing, but they've been racing super aggressive. Automatic's got nobody up here. Best Buddies has 2. Best Buddies has Gomez and Estevez in here at least. Okay, that's Augusto Sanchez, I believe. Props to that dude. From Emmanuel Eberry PB second bike, white kit, blue helmet, up in that breakaway. But yeah, Automatic doesn't have anybody in this, so I imagine Automatic is going to start setting pace here. Haven't seen much from Texas Roadhouse. I kind of expect, and I don't think they have the firepower to be the ones just like bullying this race, but I do think they have the experience and knowledge to pick a time really smartly, probably in the second half of this race, to just spend all of their bullets in one go. So we might see a big try from them, a big pull from them. It looks like ButcherBox also missed this. The question is ButcherBox organized enough to get somebody up there? And it seems like ButcherBox. So ButcherBox has had like a big turnover from this year to last year. I think one of the only like star riders they've kept is Spencer Movenzada, but it seems like most of the guys around him. Saley is on Blazers now. We've got why can I not think of the dude's name? One of the guys who's from New York went to the Foundation team. I should be able to think of his name. I'm picturing his face right now. But yeah, they've had a big turnover, and I don't know. It seems like I am unclear on what their game plan is this year, and I was very clear on it like 2 years ago. They were trying to score team points, so they weren't racing flashy. They weren't bringing things back. Their goal was to get as many guys as they could into the top 20, where they were scoring series points for the team. So you weren't seeing them being like the most aggressive racers, but they were racing really smart toward the front as a team. And they were trying to stack a lot of guys. So they weren't doing the Legion thing where you put a lot of guys on the front and they will take a pull to bring something back and literally just pull off the road because they're done. ButcherBox is almost doing the opposite, where they were trying to have as many of their guys finish as possible. The structure for the National Series this year is a little bit different, where only 3 riders score points. So you can kind of go half and half on that strategy. You can burn 3 guys and you're still getting the same amount of points. This move's got legs. It's got legs and they got a gap. Is that not Gibbons chasing? So somebody from Automatic is chasing. It's not Gibbons. I'm not sure if Ed Veal is still here guest riding for them. I did ask them on Instagram if any of their dudes. Caesar, that's who I was trying to think of. Thank you. Yeah, he's on Foundation, isn't he, this year? Or I think I heard that somewhere that he went to Foundation, which is like a long-running American crit team. Red kits as Foundation and white. Like Dan Chobanov has been on that team. I think Adam Meyerson finished his career up over there. Whoop, we got another stream outage, and we're back. Stream has been a little bit temperamental, but it's going okay. They are doing commentary on the feed on SpeedWeek.bike. They're doing commentary in Spanish as well. So If anybody wants to hear it in Spanish, I do not speak Spanish, so there's a little bit of Spanish commentary going on over there. So Automatic and Legion have missed this break, and Magner is trying to get across to it, and Automatic is trying to bring the field back. Ooh. Yeah, Magner doesn't have the separation. Magner may bring this back single-handedly. Would have been more interesting if Magner got across to it solo, but he's got the horsepower. He's the one who a group lapped up at Athens last year, and then Magner basically got a second group to lap up because he had missed the move. But he's from Athens, and that's his home race, so he was gonna go all out for that one. This does make sense from Blazers. They got Connor Saley up there. I definitely thought this would be their move, is to put Saley up the road early, maybe put Travieso, maybe kind of have Saley do a move, Travieso does a move, kind of back and forth, and then have like Dante and Clever for the end of the race. This dude from Emmanuel Iberi second bike, the South American team, Augusto Sanchez, he's been racing so aggressive. He's definitely hungry. He was not going to make the trip up here for nothing. I think we're going to have a reshuffle here. I think they've come back together. Yep, he's looking back. Now, did someone else just counter, or is that someone who I think maybe one of the guys who got dragged up there by Magner just tried to send it up the road again. This is a wild race. We got splits all over the place, and like all it's going to take is one of these guys getting cooked and sitting up. And we're like, how deep in are we? 30 minutes in? 30, we're not even, just almost halfway. People are starting to get tired. Magner's still up there. Magner brought that group together, countered, and now he's trying to get back up to the counter. But we still don't have anybody from Automatic up there. We'll see. We'll see what Automatic's plan is. I think the ideal number... Yeah, Scott, that was the plan, but then I realized I wasn't accounting for the fact that this is not a twilight race. This is like a daytime race, which puts it earlier, and it's a time zone over for me, so it's another hour earlier than that. So, yeah, timing worked out. I realized I was watching some of the races earlier today, watched the 2-3 race that I should have been doing, saved from my hand, and realized the timing worked out. So decided I might as well stream it, might as well watch it. Just gonna watch it anyway, so rather sit here and watch it with you guys. Mid-race sprint points. Is that going to mess with the cohesion in this group? Oop. Man, if Best Buddies gets 3 riders into that move, that would be insane. Yeah, no problem, Scott. Sarah is baking me a cake, my fiance Sarah, so this is a good way for me to get out of her hair while she gets ready for people to come over and stuff. Ooh, yeah, if Best Buddies gets 3 guys up here, they are going to start to rip this. Okay, Ed Veal is here, it seems like. I think that's Veal on the front of the race. Maybe Veal is just not wearing the same glasses he was last night. Ed Veal was wearing some like white rimmed glasses with clear lenses last night that made him a little bit easier for me to pick out. Yeah, I think that was him based on the stature. Veal is a pretty wide dude, you know. I think that was him on the front pulling it back for Automatic. Ooh, stream. That's a pretty big gap. It's not that's probably like 8 seconds. We'll see if they'll hang on the start finish and we can count it down. Yeah, let's see who we got when they come through here. 3 riders from Best Buddies. It almost doesn't matter which 3 it is from Best Buddies at this point. Best Buddies, like, They don't have a clear leader. Whoop, it seems like they're kind of sitting up. Looks like Clever got those mid-race points. And it seems like that maybe did screw up the cohesion in this group. They're kind of looking around at each other a little bit. They slowed down for a second here. If Automatic drives it super hard, they might be able to get there. It's certainly not a lost cause. This is staying within. They're just seeing the breakaway go around the corner when they get around the next corner. But like I said earlier, this is a course where it's particularly like each of these straights is pretty short to the next corner. So it's particularly dangerous when a group gets away from you on this course. Seems like Best Buddies wants to go with this move. The other guys in this move are like not super keen on contributing. It might be too many guys in this move. I think that on this course, probably like 3 to 5 guys is a better group composition. But Best Buddies, I mean, honestly, if Best Buddies does most of the work, Legion's in the group, Blazers are in the group. So we got Clever Martinez from Blazers. Ooh, Brock Mason from Atlanta's in Atlanta area. I don't know exactly where he's from. I just know he's an Atlanta area rider, but that's who it is in the white kit. That's Brock Mason, kind of local hero here. And I think he's going to be motivated to take some pulls here, if only for the TV time, like local glory. Yeah, totally agree, Kurt. That's part of why I wanted to watch these. I think it's going to be pretty interesting, aggressive racing without somebody with the firepower to just make it 28 the whole time and kind of bully everyone in all the corners. And it's also like it's not like Legion's not here. They just don't have enough dudes to do what they've been doing in other races. So they've got 3 strong guys, but it's just 3 guys versus some of the teams they've been bullying with a full squad, like Automatic. And I wouldn't even say they're really bullying Best Buddies. I do think Best Buddies has been kind of best of the rest. So really the question today is, can someone else beat Best Buddies? And honestly, if Best Buddies is going to stick this move, see, here's Brock Mason on the front. He's going to be motivated, even though he like doesn't have to pull, doesn't need to pull. I think you're going to see Brock Mason taking pulls because he really wants this move to go. I think he would be happy with being 6th from that move, you know. So that's Clever Martinez. This is interesting. We got 3 riders from Best Buddies, but then Clever is probably the best sprinter in that group, but it's just him. So I think what we'll see if this move goes when it comes down to the final laps is probably Best Buddies guys kind of taking turns attacking from that small group, and then the other 2 will sit on. Stream is being a little wonky. That's them, not me. Notice that I am not freezing. It's just the stream freezing. Let's see. I think Julio Padilla is the guy. I don't know who he is there in the blue kit. It looks like he's got one of the like Bahrain helmets. I don't know. He looks like that's what it looks like. That the Bahrain Rudy Project helmet that's like a sunburst kind of finish. Ooh, all right, they're just about out of sight. So is Automatic going to be able to get enough dudes to the front to what's up, Aaron? Welcome. Is Automatic going to be able to get enough dudes to the front? Here's Brock Mason again. I told you, Brock Mason, like, he doesn't have to pull, but hometown race, he made the breakaway with the big boys, so he's going to be motivated to do work even though he doesn't necessarily have to. Ooh. Yeah. The forward-looking shot is flattening that distance a little bit. I think it's still probably 10, 15 seconds. It looks like ButcherBox has realized they missed it and they're putting somebody on it, and Automatic is also up there going for it. I saw Aldo up there. Looks like some of the Nashville local guys still in the mix, hanging on to the back there. Those are guys I've raced with a bunch. TJ Kilela and JP Prim. JP won the field sprint at my race at Sunny King last year. I think he got enough points as a 2 last year to move up to a 1, and so that's why he's up here with the elite squad for Nashville. But cool to see them at these races mixing it up. They've been doing well. Is there a DS who can communicate who's up front? Yeah, some of these teams do run radios and have someone on the sideline telling them what's going on. I'm not sure if Automatic is running radios today, but I've seen them. I'm pretty sure I've seen Gibbons hitting the button. I'm 90% sure Best Buddies has radios, and Legion normally has radios and a DS when they're running the full squad. But I think that this the sort of like 3-man East Coast crit hit squad, they're probably not running radios. So you got an interesting mix of who has the information and who doesn't have the information up here right now. What's up, Tom? Welcome. So we got to move with 3 Best Buddies guys, 1 local dude, Brock Mason, and it looks like Automatic just sent someone across to it. If Automatic can get there, and that might be Gibbons from Automatic. So then in the breakaway, we would have Clever Martinez and Thomas Gibbons. So 2 of the top 10 sprinters in the nation in the breakaway. Whoa, that is a huge gap for Gibbons to have bridged there. Oh, look at the reflectors right there. That sucks. That is a nightmare when you're taking one of these turns and you just clip the reflector. Ugh, I wonder if that's what happened. We did see one, I'm not going to call it a small crash. We saw a crash earlier. It looked like Toli was caught up in it. A dude who's in a bunch of my videos. I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but used to ride for Georgia Tech. He's on a pink steel bike. Looks like it's custom painted. Got caught up in that crash as well. I wonder if somebody had hit the reflector. So I think this breakaway may be gone now, unless this is just too many guys to start rotating correctly. But that's kind of the only thing that's going to stop this, because we got representation up there. Legion's got a guy. Best Buddies has 3 guys. I think like ButcherBox may be the only team that's just fully missed it. So ButcherBox is gonna have to commit to chasing. There's Brock Mason from Atlanta on the front again for Flickr Hub Bikes. That's a dude that has been racing in the local area for a long time. He's definitely stepped up in the last couple of years, and this could be his coming out party. Not sure who that is from Blazers. It looks like that might be Johnny Brown from Blazers. I'm going to say it every time he comes up, but former national elite road champion, national pro road champion Johnny Brown, back when he was on Action Hoggus Berman. I think that was 18 or 19 when he was national champ, but if anybody here's got the chops to get across, that might be him. So that's going to be 2 for Blazers. Clever Martinez, their sprinter, and Johnny Brown, if he can get there. 3 for Best Buddies, and then just Gibbons from Automatic. And then there's one dude who I don't know who he is. That's Julio Padilla. What's up, Taylor? Welcome. We got a big. I was just listing off the composition of this breakaway, but we got and Ty Magner. So this is a very strong place for Ty to be in. This is who's going to win Gila. Yeah, Echelon is going to win Gila, I think. I was just talking a minute ago about how I believe they either won or got second in the time trial. I think they have the best time trialists, and they're the team that has been like building themselves around stage races the most this season. But I think because Gila has that, it's got like a pretty crazy uphill time trial, right? And that's a lot of the and the Gila Monster stage. I don't know. I I think Echelon is probably going to do it at Gila this year. I think that that's probably their goal more than anything else this year is to win like your Gilas and your Redlands and your Joe Martins more so than these crits. They're doing these crits to kind of like fill in the gaps of their schedules, but that's why they don't have anybody at SpeedWeek right now. So it's probably making this race a little bit more interesting that Project Echelon doesn't have anybody here because I think probably if they did have someone here, Project Echelon and Automatic would have both committed riders to pulling that back, and this move would have come back. But because that wasn't the case, Automatic had to commit to just shortening that gap to a point, and then Thomas Gibbons had to go across solo. And kind of the same thing with I think Johnny Brown. Has Johnny Brown made it, or is he still dangling? I don't think he's made it in. Have we got two solid black jerseys? Nope. It looks like Brown didn't get there. I'm still not going to count him out. I can't tell if he's going forward or backwards in that gap, but he was trying to get there. All right, so we got Hernandez, Rodriguez, and Gomez from Best Buddies in this move. So really good sprinter in Hernandez, really good sprinter in Gibbons, really good sprinter in Clever Martinez, and really underrated sprinter in Ty Magner. So this could be anybody's day, honestly. Like I feel like Magner has been knocking on the door of a big win for the better part of the last year. Magner was the guy who last year at not the stage with the hill in it, the Tulsa stage where it looked like Legion did the Saturn sit up. What that really was Ty's pull in the last lap was so hard, his pull on the front, that he actually split the Legion train just by the strength of his lead out. And so he's got some legs, and depending on how this sprint plays out, if it's a big long drag race, it could be him. I need to start paying attention to how the final few corners shape up here. Yes, the Arts District crit. That was the first. I think that was the first day of Tulsa last year. It was not the Crybaby Hill stage. That was my point. I think when people think Tulsa, they think Crybaby Hill, but there's also Arts District and Blue Dome, I think, are the other 2 days there. Brock Mason on the front, doing work again. Man, it would be sick for that dude to get like a top 10, top 5. Someone I've had the misfortune of racing from time to time, super strong, a guy who's just like completely OP in local races. I think you might be right. I think it goes Blue Dome, then Arts District, then Crybaby is the last day, the Sunday. Stream is being a little finicky, but it's always coming back, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, group is flat across the front. ButcherBox has missed it. ButcherBox has missed it. Texas Roadhouse has missed it. Skyline has missed it, but I think the only Skyline rider we really got here is Wolfgang Brandl, who Brandl was top 10 yesterday. But yeah, Gibbons is in the break, Dolomite. So we got so many big sprinters in the break. Gibbons is in the break. Martinez is in the break. Magner is in the break. Hernandez is in the break. So like the breakaway, it's weird. Like the guys who are favorites from this breakaway are also the guys who would be favorites in the field sprint. So very unique set of circumstances here, but that is why you watch SpeedWeek crits, because the sheer amount. It looks like we got one of the NGCA guys pulling there. I believe that's who that is. Raced with those guys a bunch. Raced with against their whole team at Mobile Cycling Classic last year. I was 4th in one of those. One of those dudes posted up for the field sprint, and in the picture, I'm like right under his arm, almost Alpha leaped him. I think it might be that guy who was just pulling there. Can't think of his name, but looks the same on the bike. Yeah, this break is gone. The only teams that have missed it that have the firepower to pull maybe are Butcher Box, who it seems like they've got the dudes, but they don't have the organization. Getting back to the radios question, I would assume Butcher Box has radios. I know that they have run radios in the past, like for USA Crits races and stuff. So I don't know why they wouldn't be here. They got a full squad, but it seems like they're just not super organized this season. Points preems, is it a points race? No. So this race itself is a scratch race, but this is part of Speed Week, which is a week-long series, and the series has a week-long points competition for the series. But you get points for the points preems, and also you get first across the line points. All of those go together into your total, both as an individual for Speed Week and team competition for Speed Week. Have not been able to find. Let's see if I can find a points table. I'm on the Speed Week website here on my second screen. Let's see if I can find a points table. We got a tech guide. Maybe 2022 tech guide is gonna have it. Event guidelines. Okay, here we go. Points breakdown. I will show you. Looks like this is the, so you got 200 for first, 190, 180, 175, 170, 165. See how deep it goes down. It looks like the finish points go 25 deep, and then you get 10 points below that. So those are the finish points. Let's see if we got, okay, here's the course we're looking at here. This is the course running this direction. Come on, live stream, stay with me. This is the course we're looking at right here. Interesting little shape to it. I do think it's the back half is so technical. It's not sprinters course. That might be why we're seeing so many sprinters going for the breakaway, because it's like not a sprintery sprint. All of these straightaways, even this one is like less than 300 meters, I believe. So yeah, not much of a sprinter's course. Let's see. We got a points table for preems. This is like all the individual races, Speed Week. Here's the payout table. Preems each race. So there are points preems and there are cash preems. So there's $1,000 of cash preems in each race as well. Yeah, so no clarity on the points preems. I don't know. I'm gonna keep digging and see if I can find that. That's a good question though. I wonder if they even decided before what the points preems were gonna be, or if they're just kind of freestyling it, and they basically decided week of like, hey, let's throw some points preems in there whenever we want to make things a little bit more animated, and they're all the same. It's like, $50 or 50 points if you win a points preem or something. It may not be in the tech guide because it may not have been decided early enough. Yeah, Dan Chobanov is on Zwift. I follow him on Zwift. I see him on there a good bit. He races for Next on there, I think, or no, he races for Velocio. So if you go in your companion app and search Velocio, you should probably see him on there. You know what? I'm gonna see. If I see him. But yeah, he's been racing against. I don't, Connie. I'm sorry. I started right when they were finishing. I would imagine that it's going to be posted on speedweek.bike until tomorrow. It seems like what's been happening is there's one stream like centered on their website, and then when one day's race happens, it bumps off the previous day. So you should, I think, be able to go back and watch it as soon as this one is over if you want to on speedweek.bike. And anybody who, if you want to hear, I'm pretty sure you're just hearing the commentary from on site if you're watching that stream. But if you don't want to watch it with me, go watch it over there. but it's not on YouTube and it's not on Twitch. That's a part of why I'm doing it, because I know that this is where I go to search for streams. So I'm gonna watch it anyway. So happy to watch it with you guys. Brock Mason, Brock Mason is animating it. Seeing if he can get a smaller move going from the move here. I've been talking about him a ton, but he is a local, probably one of the faster guys in the Southeast, in the Atlanta, South Carolina, Alabama, Tennessee area. This could be his coming out party. It looks like we're all sitting back. They're all sitting up a little bit. They got caught and they're all kind of coming back together. 7 to go though. This is where I think best buddies, we're gonna start seeing them. So what is it? I haven't gotten the time gap back to the group. Maybe if we can stay on one static shot long enough and I can just like count it out, maybe we can see. But um haven't gotten a time gap back to the main group. I assume that these guys are playing games because they feel like they got enough daylight. Basically, if we don't see the peloton come into frame before they make this next turn, that's a pretty big gap. That's 20, 30, 40 seconds here. So we got, all right, that's 56:19 by my clock. Let's see where the peloton is. Let's see when they come around here. Yeah, I think you got to put money on it being somebody from Best Buddies just because they got the numbers to work with. And we did not stay on that shot long enough that I could see where the peloton. Ooh, okay, yeah. So that's, let's see, when they make this turn, it was 56:19 and it's 56:51. So that's like a 40-second gap. I meant to put, yeah, chat's below my head. Sorry, cutting my own head off with the chat. Yeah, I already do that, Renegade. Um, I do a lot of my own races. I stream them live Twitch and then do breakdowns like this. But I've done this kind of stuff watching my teammates do team time trials. Um, yeah, I guess I've never done this where you can see me over a Zwift race that's happening live, but generally the ones that are big enough to do that, I'm either like I'm in the race or like Zwift Community Live is covering it more in this style. But maybe I'll start doing my breakdowns after the fact like this, rather than just cutting it up. I'm definitely going to be on Zwift a good bit. I did 2 hours on Zwift today. I'll be on Zwift and RGT and Trainer Road and I don't know, Virtue Pro, all of those. A ton for the next. I got at least 3 more weeks in this cast, and then probably several weeks in a brace after that, and won't be able to do much real life racing. Hard to shift, hard to break, and the bone I broke in here, scaphoid. It's if it gets jostled around on the road from like road vibration and stuff, it can re-break itself basically pretty easily. So, who's missed it here? ButcherBox has missed it. ButcherBox is just not looking super cohesive to me this year. Um, Here we go, Hernandez. I said in the finale, what we're gonna see here is ButcherBox just send someone up the road. The other two guys sit on the chase, and then when it gets brought back, one of the other two guys goes. And I think Best Buddies probably smartly does not want this to come down to a field sprint. Thanks, Renegade. Yeah, that's a big part of why I want to do this because I'm I'm a cat too. I'm a mediocre cat too. So I end up racing with a lot of these guys when there's a Pro 1-2 race. Especially with SpeedWeek being mostly in the southeast. I have a little bit of insight of these courses and these people and kind of the storyline aspect of it as much as the tactical aspect of it. So I'm also I'm the guys who are the best racers are usually the worst at explaining it because they are just naturally good. They just naturally do the right things, and it's not maybe not that hard for them either because they learned racecraft racing track at an early age, or they're just inordinately strong and so they can do dumb things. But I am not that good, so I've had to think very hard about every single watt I put down in the race in these races, and I think that has made me hyper aware of what's going on at any given moment. Um, so that's part of why I do it. I'm not. It's a different kind of thing than what a race announcer is doing live for the crowd that is there. Um, not taking anything away from them, but also I just enjoy these races and enjoy the storylines and seeing these guys race. Whether I'm in the race or I'm out here. So yeah, I just like watching them, like doing this. Ooh, okay, Magner covering. We got Hernandez, Magner. Oh, Hernandez is not gonna pull. Here we go. Is Magner gonna just rip it? I think Magner got there, and then as soon as Magner made contact, I think Best Buddies, they don't even want a 2-up. They don't want a 3-up. They want to have one of their riders solo off the front. So they're going to keep attacking, and if anybody tacks onto their attack, they're just pulling the plug and waiting for their next one to go. I'm all. Oop, here we go. Here's the next Best Buddies move. See, it's covered. It's covered by one guy, and he just nope, pulling the plug. Like Best Buddies wants one of their guys to win this solo. Man, Sean, I feel like Ty has been irritated for the past like year because he's so good and he doesn't get the opportunity when he's racing with the 6-man Legion squad. He's normally like the second to last guy in the lead out, so he's not getting results for himself, but he's an integral part of the team that is just smashing everybody. And then when he does get the chance to be the dude, just it's hasn't been happening for him, and it sucks to see. I like Magner. He was roommates with, if you have been watching my videos, Hunter, who was like kind of the main guy from my old team Shift Racing. Hunter and Ty were roommates in college at UGA, and I think Hunter like learned a lot of his racecraft and stuff racing and riding with Magner. So I don't know him that well, but 1 degree of separation. I've also raced a bunch of cross raced with him. He's always smashed me, but he used to show up to the local races in his UHC kit and on like a trail bike, and he would just totally rip our legs off. He once beat me in a cross race on flat pedals and tennis shoes. So that was kind of demoralizing, but he was also on United Healthcare at the time, which was, one of the most dominant teams in the nation. Looks like we got Wolfgang Brandl up there in the. Looks like things are getting pretty frantic in the group behind. Wolfgang Brandl from Skyline was top 10. He was up there. Yeah, I'm not even super paying attention to what's going on with the field sprint from the peloton. Oh man. All right, we got 3 to go. Now the question is, does Best Buddies keep trying the rope-a-dope, or do they think this is too close now and they just go all in for the sprint? Because with 3 guys, they're the only ones who can do a lead out now, so they could get together and they could, they could pull a Legion for the last lap, 2 laps maybe, but just basically have one guy do a lap as hard as he can, peel off, next guy do a lap as hard as he can, peel off. Or do they want? Are they going for those team points all the way down, or are they going for the win? It would be really dangerous for them to go for the field sprint, even though they have the numbers here. Clever Martinez is really good at freelancing in a final sprint. Thomas Gibbons is really good at freelancing in a final sprint. Yeah, this is like a 4-way cage match. It's like Ty versus Gibbons versus Clever versus honestly everybody on Best Buddies seems to be able to win a bunch sprint from time to time. So someone on Best Buddies, my guess would be Hernandez, but I don't know. Oh, and we got a gambler preem. The gambler preem is $250, so this could be the launching pad. Maybe somebody from Best Buddies either goes for the gambler preem and tries to roll it, or they wait for someone else to go for the gambler preem and then counter off of them. Could be the move. I'm assuming the gambler preem is not a field preem that goes to the first in the peloton across the line. I'm assuming it goes to the first overall, which would be someone in that breakaway. But let's see. Let's see. Okay, Estevez and Travieso are in the middle here. That's those two. That's Travieso and Estevez. Man, that would be crazy if they get there. But this group could start to sit up and look around. It's not out of the realm of possibility that the cat and mouse happens. Yeah, it's I don't think they're gonna get there. They're not off the back. They're actually bridging across right now. That's Frank Travieso and from Blazers and Danny Estevez from Best Buddies. I wonder if they're gonna go for this sprint and then once it's fast for the final sprint, send a counter. That's what if I was Best Buddies right now, I would yeah, they're setting it up for this gambler preem. But I wonder if they're gonna go for the gambler preem and then just keep rolling straight through. I feel like that would be the move if you're Best Buddies right now. This gambler preem is $250. Looks like Clever wants it. Clever got the gambler preem. Clever's feeling froggy. Went around that whole 3-man lead out. That's why I'm saying, like, if you're Best Buddies, you probably don't want to leave it down to a sprint. You got a lot of guys who are really good, a lot of guys who have a ton of experience being maybe under teamed, but some of the best sprinters in the nation. Clever was on Rockland Velo last year. You never saw his teammates toward the front in those sprints, but he got really good at infiltrating the Legion team. I always talk about it, but on the Crybaby Hill stage last year, here we go. This is that last lap move. See, this is smart from Best Buddies. They don't want to let it come down. They don't want to let it come down to a sprint because they know Clever's too good at freelancing. Thomas Gibbons is too good at freelancing. Oh man, this is going to be a spicy corner. Let's see if they keep it upright on this one because this is going to be max speed. God, pan right. Let's see it. Ripping that corner. Hopefully the peloton gets through there clean. Oh, keep those kids out of the road. They'll get absolutely flattened right now. I'm sure they're doing 32, 33 miles per hour. Brock Mason, Brock Mason moving up on the outside. Gibbons is looking good. Oh, Gibbons, always the bridesmaid. Alfredo Rodriguez. Who was it that called it? Someone called it. I'm looking at my chat. Someone said Alfredo wins. Yeah, Sean Lynch. You nailed it, man. Alfredo Rodriguez, Thomas Gibbons. Yeah, Rob. I always say I'm the fastest of the slow or the slowest of the fast, but it forces me to be extremely analytical because when I'm like Brock Mason that was in, let's see, where did Brock come in? Brock Mason, who was in sixth there, he's at all the local races. So like I'm racing with these guys from time to time, and when I'm racing guys that are on this level, if I make one tiny mistake, I'm out. I'm done. I'm off the back. All right, let's see. Travieso 10th. So Blazers still has not gotten a win. Blazers hasn't had a great showing here. I kind of expected a little bit more from them. I think they maybe expected more from themselves. I wonder if they're going to be reworking their entire approach here. But yeah, it seems like, you know, you got Legion, and then Best Buddies is kind of best of the rest. And somehow, whether it's Legion winning or Best Buddies winning, Gibbons is always second. He's like just perma second. Um, I feel like I'm like Gibbons, except that I always get whatever, however deep it pays, I get the spot right after that. That's kind of where I'm at in these races. Um, yeah, no problem. If you guys are enjoying it, you know, follow the, what is it, like and subscribe, all of that stuff. Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, gonna go do some birthday stuff, but may also stream the race tomorrow. I believe that we got Lagrange tomorrow. It looks like it'll have a live stream. So yeah, I guess keep your eyes peeled on the channel for all of that stuff. But I'm gonna be watching as much of this Speed Week stuff as I can, because this has been really interesting racing. So thanks everybody for